Hello, friends! So if you've talked to me in the past couple of months, or really almost not quite a year, I've probably told you that I'm working on a show with my good friend Savannah Ganster in Louisiana. The sort of premise for the show is it's called Lullaby, and it is about insomnia and creativity. Many of my friends who are creative are also insomniacs, and so we thought it might be kind of cool, we're both insomniacs, to look at all the sort of connections between both people who are insomniacs and creative, and also maybe the ways that insomnia might play a role in creativity. So we've been looking at different artists like Picasso or the Bronte sisters, some different folks like Whistler who did nocturne paintings. We're using nocturne music and sort of really exploring some of this stuff that happens in the late night that's creative. So I thought but we're also really interested in process, right? So we are doing a process of performance and creating stuff called ekphrasis. Now, ekphrasis is basically the definition, it's one of my lines in the show, this is how I know it, is it's a rhetorical device in which one medium of art tries to relate to another medium of art by defining and describing its form and essence, and in so doing it's supposed to enhance the original art and also take on a new life of its own. So a lot of what we're doing in the show is either taking existing poems and bringing them to life on the stage, or taking something that was maybe visual and making it more material, right? And so we're doing this ekphrasis, and we're wanting to kind of work with different people. We've asked a lot of sort of friends of ours to collaborate with us, and of course ours is a long-distance collaboration. And so I wanted to, kind of share our process, not just between us, because I feel like, yes, the show is going to happen both in Louisiana and here, but also to share the process with other people who are making art and artists, and we like to, connect with people. So anyway, I'm going to make a couple videos about the process of stuff that we're doing and thinking about. I totally invite your feedback, your comments, your thoughts. We really like to make things, and we like to talk about making things. So anyway, today I wanted to just share with you about one little project that we've been working on. So there's a section in the show where I talk about Picasso. And Picasso, his sleep schedule was actually really similar to mine, right? So he likes to go to bed around 2 in the morning, which tends to be my jam, right? I like to go to bed at 2, and if I can fall asleep at long last, I like to sleep later in the morning. And what was really interesting as I started doing some research about Picasso is that I found that he actually did several paintings, portraits of people sleeping. And I thought, what an interesting thing, to be an insomniac, but to paint people sleeping. And so I found this image that Picasso did of this woman sleeping. I'll hold it up for you. I'm sorry it's not in color. I don't have my color printer. So I found this painting, and I thought she was just beautiful. And I told you about ekphrasis, right? One art responding to another form of art. There's also this other artist named Alexa Mead, who is really amazing. If you haven't looked up her work, it's Alexa, and then Mead, Meade, I believe. So Alexa Mead she also has a TED Talk. It's really cool. So Alexa Mead, what she does with paintings is she, rather than painting them onto a canvas or something like that, or wall or wood or whatever, rather than painting them and having that be the art object, what she does is she takes people and she paints the people in like a 3-dimensional painting, and then she photographs them. So I've got Picasso with his painted sleeping woman, and then I've got this Alexa Mead idea, and I have a section in the show where I talk about Picasso and maybe how his insomnia sort of enabled him to distort what we think of as fine art. And so I had this idea that maybe I could get someone to work with me, right, creative collaboration, to work with me to make something kind of cool for that section of the show, for a video that's going to run behind it. And so my friend Anna, who is so wonderful, she agreed to help me with this project. I said, hey, Anna, I have this idea. What if I painted you as Picasso's painting, and sort of had in the show, it sort of switched back and forth between Picasso's version of this woman sleeping and my version, right, painted on your body. So, 2 weekends ago, I believe, I had never, mind you, I had never done this before, so it was like a big adventure. And Anna was such a sport. She came over, she was like, how long is this going to take? And I said, I don't really know, but I'll try to do it in like 2 hours. And actually with a shower and everything, she was out of here in 2.5, so I feel like we did pretty well. So, not to give everything away, but I did want to share with you kind of what happened. So, basically, I projected the image onto Anna's body, and then I painted it. So I cheated a little, if you believe in that. I projected it onto Anna's body, and this is actually sort of what it turned out like. So, this is Anna as Picasso's painting. So here you have the original Picasso's painting. Then here you have Anna. You can see how her face is actually here, and I had to like paint it onto her face. So anyway, she's going to be posting the pictures a little bit later this week. I told her that we totally could, but I wanted to make this video first and have you all be the first to sort of see them. And then the final thing is, right, you ask somebody to work with you. So I asked for 2.5 of, well, 2, and then it ended up being 2.5 of Anna's hours. But I really didn't feel good about just being like, hey, can you come give me 2.5 hours of your life? So what I did was, after I finished that particular photograph, which is actually the one that we'll use in the show to transition in between while I do that scene, is I also took some other photographs of her, including this one, that I think is kind of cool. Sorry, the reflection's kind of a bummer here. But I thought, hey, what if there's actually this art show coming up called Love at the Glove, which happens every year, but I guess it's maybe not going to be where it usually is at the glove factory in town, but rather at this little house called Ski House, which is, I could probably throw a rock and hit it. It's behind my house here. So I thought maybe we could put it in there and try to sell it, and she could have the proceeds from that. Because, you know, you got to give back to people who work with you. So anyway, that's kind of, this is the sort of first episode where I wanted to tell you a little bit about the show and a little bit about Picasso and sort of how this show is coming along. So again, I totally welcome your feedback, any ideas you have, or just, you know, want to talk about your insomnia. Hey, I'm up late at night, so come on. All right, have a great day.